Hello everyone. Let us read one more topic under BNS. We have seen how the liability of the accused will be there. Concurrence of actus reus and mens rea will be required. Mens rea में what terms will be there, that also we have seen. There is a category of coit and inchoate offence. Inchoate offence को भी we have covered. There are the instances of joint and constructive liability. That also we have read. Offences relating to property, that may when liability will be made out, that we have read with respect to specific offences. When the offence of culpable homicide amounts to murder, when it does not, that also we have covered in this APO series. Now it's the time to see कि ऐसी कौन सी सिचुएशन है जहां पर ऑफेंस तो होगा बट देर इज नो लायबिलिटी एट ऑल on the part of accused. क्या ऐसा कोई circumstance है which completely exonerates the accused from his criminal liability? Answer is yes, and that is the situation of general exceptions. Name general exceptions has been used because this universally applies to all of the offences. So let us read about general exceptions under BNS. Name general exception has been used. It means it is applicable to whole of the offenses under BNS. और साथ साथ में offenses under other law में भी this chapter to be applicable. And under BNS it is the chapter number 3 which is from section 14 up till 44 which deals with the general exceptions. It is chapter number 3 from section 34 up till section 44 of the BNS which deals with the provisions of general exception. This general exception का section, this chapter number 3 is to be read with section 3 subsection 1 of the BNS. Because 3 subsection 1 हमें ये बताता है कि every offense under BNS, every illustration under BNS, they all to be subjected to chapter number 3. इसका मतलब हर offense के नीचे we won't be finding general exception का instances, but every offense, every penal provision and every illustration under BNS is subjected to chapter number 3, that is to the provision of section 34 up till 44, that is so given under section 3 subsection 1 of the BNS. Moreover, this we have to read with one of the section of BSA, and what is that? That is section 108. 108 of the BSA says that if accused is claiming that his case is falling under general exception or any of the special exception or proviso to the section, तो किसके ऊपर burden of proof होगा? क्योंकि ये general exceptions किसको benefit करेगा? Obviously accused को, because by claiming this he can completely avoid his liability and he can be exonerated from his criminal liability. So it is the accused who will be claiming general exception में से कोई भी exception. And if he want to claim any of the general exception में his case is falling, then burden of proof lies on him as per section 108 of the भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम, and the court shall presume कि ऐसी तो कोई circumstance है ही नहीं. So 108 of the BSA is for the burden of proof on the accused, which is the strict burden of proof when he claims any of the general exception में his case to be falling. So if the accused want to avoid his liability, he can claim any of the general exceptions which are provided under chapter 3 from section 34 up till 44 of the BNS. Moreover, 3 subsection 1 of the BNS says that every section, every offense, every penal provision is subjected to chapter 3. That is, if the case will be falling here, then the accused will be completely exonerated from his criminal liability. Moreover, this we have to read with 108 of the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam, which says that if the accused is claiming that his case to be falling under any of the general exception, then burden of proof lies on accused and that will be the strict burden of proof. And court shall presume कि ऐसी तो कोई परिस्थिति थी ही नहीं. कोर्ट के पार्ट पे it is shall presume that no such circumstance exists. So every general exceptions has been put in 2 categories. It could be excusable act or it could be justified act. So whole of the general exceptions could be categorized in 2 categories. It could be excusable act or it could be justifiable act or justified act. So let us first understand what is the meaning of excusable act and what is the meaning of justifiable act or justified act or the excused act, and then we'll see कि कौन कौन से जनरल एक्सेप्शन किस कैटेगरी में फॉल करते हैं. सो excusable act or excuse act are such act where accused is not guilty. Why? Because his mind is not guilty. His intention is not criminal. It means that is such case where there is no mens rea. So, in the excusable act are such situation जहां पर act इसलिए criminal नहीं है क्योंकि mental element, that mens rea is not there on the part of accused. That's why his act is excused under the law, because his state of mind is not guilty, because his intention is not criminal. As mens rea is missing, so his act will be taken as excused act. Another category is justifiable act or justified act. इसका मतलब यहाँ पर जो act है वो excused नहीं है, rather it is justified. It means there are certain circumstances which is existing in that particular situation जो कि liability को neutralize कर रहा है. यहाँ पे क्या है? Accused is not guilty because mens rea is not involved. यहाँ पे क्या है? His act is not excused. Rather, situation are such, circumstances are such which neutralizes the liability of the person. So that को we call it as the justified act. So let us see कौन कौन से defenses will fall under the excusable act के category में and what will come under the justified act. In excusable act, 2 of the mistake of fact will fall. One of the general defense is mistake of fact and not the mistake of law, which is based on the Latin maxim ignorantia facti dot excusat and ignorantia juris non excusat, or we can say ignorantia lex non excusat. On this maxim, ignorantia facti dot excusat and the maxim ignorantia juris हो सकता है और it could be lex non excusat. What is the meaning of this maxim? Ignorantia facti dot excusat का मतलब होता है ignorance of fact is a excusable act. In otherwise words, mistake of fact is a good defense. That is the meaning of this maxim. Ignorantia facti dot excusat का मतलब होता है ignorance of fact is excusable act. It means mistake of fact is a defense. Ignorantia juris non excusat, जिसे हम ignorantia lex non excusat भी कह सकते हैं. It means ignorance of law is no excuse. In otherwise words, mistake of law is no defense. And that is true. अगर हम मिस्टेक ऑफ लॉ को डिफेंस बना देंगे तो एवरीबडी विल बी टेकिंग दिस डिफेंस दैट आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ द लॉ ऑफ द लैंड, and it will be very tough to make the person liable, and gross misuse of the law will be there. That's why ignorance of law is no excuse, and this is the absolute rule with no exception. So let us see which mistake of fact will fall under excusable act. It is bound by law and justified by law. Mistake of fact as a defense has been provided in 4 of the sections में, but out of those section only such mistake of fact which is bound by law as well as which is justified by law, this will fall. It means section 14 of the BNS and section 17 of the BNS will fall under the excusable act. It means nothing will be an offense which is done by a person who is bound by law to do that act. Bound by law का मतलब he is duty bound to do such act, or whatever he is doing, if he is doing under mistake of fact, it is not the mistake of law. In good faith he presume himself that he is bound by law to do such act, then that will be not an offense on his part. So if a person in good faith believes that he is duty bound to perform certain thing, it is no offense on his part, and that is such mistake of fact which is the excusable act. Another is justified act, justifiable act. Justified act on the ground of mistake of fact and not on the ground of mistake of law. Nothing is an offense which is done by a person who is justified by law in doing such act, or that act he is doing under mistake of fact. It is not under the mistake of law. In good faith he believes himself to be justified by law in doing that. Then also there is no liability as his act is excusable act. Justified by law means यहाँ पे you are not duty bound to do that act, but circumstances are such जहाँ पर law will support you. That is the situation of justified by law as given under section 17 of the BNS. Another excusable act is incapacity. And in this incapacity, it is infancy, it is insanity as well as intoxication that will fall. So in incapacity, 3 things will come. It is infancy, insanity and intoxication. इंसैनिटी जिसे हम इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट में अनसाउंडनेस ऑफ माइंड बोलते हैं. सो इट इनकैपेसिटी में इट इज इनफैंसी, अनसाउंडनेस ऑफ माइंड, जिसे इंग्लिश लॉ में भी कॉल इट एज द इंसैनिटी, और इट कुड बी इंटॉक्सिकेशन का केस. and infancy as a defense has been provided in section 20 and section 21 of the BNS. Section 20 is about doli incapable. It means incapable of framing guilty mind. If a child is below 7 years of age, if he is doing any offense, no liability at all. But if the child is such who is above 7 years but below 12 years, then in that case, his maturity of understanding will be seen. If he has developed sufficient maturity of understanding to understand the nature and the consequence of the act which he is doing, then in that case, he will not get the defense as per section 21 of the BNS, which is about doli capex. Doli incapex means incapable of framing guilty mind, and for that age group is below 7 years. कुछ और नहीं चेक करेंगे, लेकिन 7 साल से बड़ा और 12 साल से कम का बच्चे के लिए we will be checking. He'll be only getting the defense if he has not developed sufficient maturity of understanding. It is the unsoundness of mind which will also come under excusable act. But unsoundness का nature should be such at the time of the commission of the offense that he is incapable to know the nature of the act. Either this thing is there, or he is not capable to know that whatever he is doing is wrong. It means whatever he is doing is moral wrong as well as that is legal wrong. If his unsoundness of mind is of that nature ka, he'll be getting the defense. Or it is the case of intoxication ka as a defense, which has been provided under section 23 and 24. Section 23 is about involuntary intoxication, and involuntary intoxication is only defense. Section 24 is about voluntary intoxication, and voluntary intoxication is no defense, and rather along with voluntary intoxication का case, it gives us the rule of presumption under section 24 regarding such offense जिसके लिए mens rea is the intention or knowledge, so knowledge will be presumed as he was voluntarily drunk or voluntarily intoxicated. So these are the act which falls under excusable act की category में. It could be mistake of fact, and especially mistake of fact में bound by law as provided under section 14, or it could be justified by law as provided under section 17 of the BNS, or it could be incapacity. Incapacity में infancy, unsoundness of mind जिसे हम English law में insanity बोलते हैं, as well as the intoxication, all three will come. And infancy के लिए we need to see section 20 which is about doli in capex, and section 21 which is about doli capex, or it could be unsoundness of mind which is a defense as per section 22 of the BNS, or it could be intoxication ka defense as provided under section 23. But 24 is also covering the intoxication, but as that is voluntary intoxication, that is not the defense. So it is only section 23 which is about involuntary intoxication, which is the defense. Along with this, there is one more situation which is covered under excusable act, and that is accident. Nothing is an offense which is done out of accident or misfortune, if that is done without any criminal intention or knowledge, when that person is doing lawful act, lawful manner में and with lawful means के साथ, and that is so provided as a defense under section 18 of the BNS. So these are such situations, be it mistake of fact as the bound by law or justified by law, or infancy, unsoundness of mind or intoxication, or accident as a defense as provided under section 18 are such acts which are excused. No liability of the accused will be there. And act is not criminal here because it does not involve guilty mind of the person. Now let us see what all act will fall under justifiable act, because here act excuse nahi hai, rather it is justified on account of certain circumstances which is neutralizing the liability of the accused. तो बाकी जितने भी बचे हुए जनरल एक्सेप्शंस हैं, they all will fall under justified act, justifiable act. For example, as I told you, from section 14 up till section 17 of the BNS, it is about mistake of fact as a defense, but not the mistake of law. So two were already covered there under excusable act. Now the judicial act is such act which are justified. And in this judicial act, act of judge will be there. Nothing is an offense which is done by a judge in good faith in the exercise of the power which he believes has been conferred to him. It means section 15 will be covered here, act of the judge. Or it could be the act of such person who is acting in pursuance of the judgment or order of the court. तो जो इंसान जजमेंट या ऑर्डर ऑफ द कोर्ट को एक्सिक्यूट करता है, इफ ही इज एक्सिक्यूटिंग दैट इन गुड फेथ despite the fact that the court was not having the jurisdiction which has given such judgment or order, still there will be no liability of such person. So it is about act of the person who is acting in pursuance of judgment or order of the court. And that is so given under section 16 of the BNS. आपसे पूछते हैं कि हैंग्समैन कहाँ पे डिफेंस पाएगा. मान लो हैंग्समैन ने एक्सिक्यूट कर दिया डेथ सेंटेंस को, and that he did in good faith, he was not aware of the fact that the court was not having jurisdiction. Is he exempted as per section 16? Yes. तो हैंग्समैन की कोई लाइबिलिटी नहीं होगी as per section 16. तो it is judicial act which is falling under justifiable act, or it could be necessity as a defense, जिसे हम टू evil choice भी बोलते हैं. And most of the people only mark that there is only one instance of general exception के अंदर which is on the ground of necessity, which is on the ground of necessity as a defense, but that is not the case. There are two instances, section 19 and section 30 of the BNS, which deals with necessity as a defense, जिसे हम टू evil choice भी बोलते हैं. And that is so given under section 19 and section 30 of the BNS. Necessity as a defense is based on the maxim quod necessitatis not habet legum. Which means necessity knows no law. It means whenever such situation is there which has arisen out of necessity, so you are not bound to follow the verbatim of the law. You will be excused in that situation, you will be justified in that situation, no liability will be there. but that should not be intentional doing of any offense. So necessity as a defense is based on the maxim quod necessitates not habet legum, जिसका मतलब होता है necessity knows no law, or it could be the defense of duress or compulsion. Duress or compulsion as a defense has been provided under section 32 of the BNS, and that is also a justified act. And this is based on the maxim actus ne invito factus est nisi actus, जिसका मतलब होता है an act done against my will is not my act. So duress or compulsion is one of the act which is justified act as given under section 32, which is based on the maxim actus ne invito factus est nisi actus. Actus ne invito factus est nisi actus means an act done against my will is not my act, but duress और compulsion का डिफेंस उस सिचुएशन में नहीं मिलेगा जहां पे ऑफेंस इज अगेंस्ट द स्टेट विच इज पनिशेबल विद डेथ सेंटेंस, और इफ इट इज द केस ऑफ ऑफेंस ऑफ मर्डर, इट कुड बी द कंसेंट का डिफेंस which is based on maxim volunty not fit injuria, and consent का defense we will be reading in two head. One is with consent, another is without consent, and consent has been defined where section 28, जो आपसे पूछा भी था, चार ऑप्शन देकर पूछा था कि गुड फेथ किस में नहीं है, and consent was one of the provision in that. And what is the age for consent under BNS? It is 12 years. यानी 12 साल से कम का इंसान अगर consent देगा, that is not the valid consent, where it is so provided under section 28, which defines the term consent. But here consent has been defined in the negative way. Instead of providing कि consent होगा क्या, they have provided what will not constitute consent. So it could be with consent, it means from section 25 to section 27 will come in this, or it could be without consent. And that is section 30, which is covered in necessity also, that will come, and consent has been defined in section 28, and consent as a defense is based on the maxim volunty non fit injuria. It means to a consenting person harm is not done, but there are exception to the consent का defense. अगर इंटेंशन टू कॉज डेथ है, इंटेंशन टू कॉज ग्रीवियस हर्ट है, नॉलेज टू कॉज डेथ, नॉलेज टू कॉज ग्रीवियस हर्ट, देन कंसेंट का डिफेंस विल नॉट बी अवेलेबल इन केस ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स और गेम, जो कि अगेन दे हैव आस्क्ड दिस इन योर बिहार एपीओ के एग्जाम में. और इट कुड बी कम्युनिकेशन का डिफेंस. तो अलॉन्ग विद दिस डिफेंस कम्युनिकेशन का डिफेंस विल ऑल्सो कम. If any communication is made in good faith for the benefit of that person, and if any offense occurs because of that communication, that will not be an offense. So if the doctor communicates to the patient in the good faith, that will not survive for long and patient died because of cardiac arrest, if doctor has done in good faith for the benefit of that person, so to know कि how long he will be surviving, so that he जितनी भी responsibilities हैं उसकी, he should finish it early. No liability of doctor as per section 31, but good faith need to be examined, or it could be the trivial act which will fall as a justifiable act, trivial act or trifling act as provided under section 33 of the BNS, and this is based on the maxim de minimis not curate lex. जनरल एक्सेप्शन का टॉपिक इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट दैट एवरी टाइम यू फाइंड क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दिस एरिया, तो आपसे पूछते हैं कौन सा डिफेंस कहाँ दिया है, किस मैक्सिम पे बेस्ड है, ऑन व्हाट केस लॉ दैट इज बेस्ड, क्या शिवमंगल सिंह का केस इज बेस्ड ऑन बाउंड बाय लॉ, यस, आर वर्सेस टॉल्सन क्या इट इज जस्टिफाइड बाय लॉ, यस, आर वर्सेस लेविट क्या इट इज जस्टिफाइड बाय लॉ, यस, दे आस्क यू विश्वनाथ वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी इज इट ऑन राइट ऑफ प्राइवेट डिफेंस, आंसर इज यस. They ask you R versus Dudley and Stephen, whether it is on necessity. R versus Daniel McNaughton, is it on McNaughton's rule on which the unsoundness of mind ka defense has been based in India? Yes. So they ask you these landmark cases. So you need to know the statutory provision, the maxim on which it is based, illustrations which are there along with the case laws. All four things you need to cover from the general exception, and whole of the section from 14 to 44 are important and you have to cover the whole. और कहाँ पे क्या दिया है, that I am telling you in this video itself so that you will not get confused. So it is the trivial act. Court will not take notice of trifling act. That is so provided under section 33, which is based on the maxim de minimis not curate lex, or it could be the defense of right of private defense. Which is from section 34 up till 44 of the BNS. So I have told you that every general exception could be classified into two. It could be excusable act, inexcusable act, bound by law will come, justified by law, and the mistake of fact. Under incapacity, infancy will come, unsoundness of mind and intoxication will come, as well as the accident. Whereas all other general exceptions, be it judicial act covering the act of the judge as provided under section 15, be it the act of such person who is acting in pursuance of the judgment or the order of the court, or it is the necessity or to evil choice ka defense, which is given in section 19 and section 30, which is based on the maxim quod necessitates not habet legum, जिसका मतलब होता है necessity knows no law, or it could be the defense of communication as provided under section 31, or it could be duress or compulsion ka defense as given under section 32, which is based on the maxim actus ne invito factus est nisi actus, or it could be consent ka defense, which is based on the maxim volenti not fit injuria. It means to a consenting person harm is not done, and we will be seeing consent under two head, with consent, without consent. With consent के लिए we need to cover section 25 से 27 तक, and without consent के लिए section 30 is there. Consent has been defined under section 28 of the BNS, or it could be the trivial act which is given under section 33, which is based on the maxim de minimis not curate lex, which means court will not take notice of the trifling act, or it could be the right of private defense which has been provided from section 34 up till 44 of the BNS. So nothing is an offense which is done in the exercise of the right of private defense. That is so provided under section 34. If something is done in the exercise of right of private defense, then it will not be an offense. We have two kinds of right of private defense. It could be right of private defense of body or property. So the type of right of private defense, which for brevity I am using it RPD, has been provided under section 35, and it says that there are two kinds of right of private defense. It could be right of private defense of body, or it could be right of private defense of property. And as in India, it is right of private defense. So we have the right to defend one's body, other's body, one's property as well as the other's property. Property could be movable or it could be immovable. It is not the right of self-defense as there is there in many European countries. So as we are welfare state, so it is right of private defense. One's own body or other's body. Similarly, one's own property or other's property. Property could be movable or it could be immovable property, and that to be all the offenses affecting human body, because body is more precious. So against all the offenses affecting human body, we have right of private defense of body, of own or others property, others body. So offense against human body के खिलाफ, against all of the offenses so provided under chapter 6 of the BNS, we have the right of private defense. Against property, as property is not that much important, तो हर property related offense में we don't have the right of private defense of property. बच्चे ये गलती करते हैं कि they don't check कि what offense is there और property का defense देकर आ जाते हैं. That should not be the case. First of all, you check, is it about the right offense of robbery? Is it about offense of theft? Is it about offense of mischief or offense of criminal trespass or attempt to such offenses? Attempt to robbery, attempt to theft, attempt to mischief, attempt to criminal trespass. So only regarding these property related offenses, person have the right of private defense. But right of private defense is not the absolute right. It is preventive right. So restrictions are there, and that restrictions are mentioned under section 37. Which says that there is no right of private defense against the public servant who is acting in good faith under the color of his office, or somebody who is acting under the direction of such public servant. साथ ही साथ when we have the time to recourse to the public authorities, then also we don't have the right of private defense, and moreover only that amount of force to be exercised what is required for preventing the harm, because it is a defensive right, not the retaliation का right. Excessive right should not be used. So will not be weighing on a scale कि किसी ने 1 न्यूटन फोर्स मारा है तो we should be justified in using 1.1 न्यूटन और 0.9 न्यूटन. थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे चलेगा, but it should not be excessive. It should be such which is required for preventing harm. if a lady is there and boundary wall of her building, that house has a boundary wall that was broken from a side, तो villagers क्या करते थे, उसी टूटी हुई दीवार से they used to enter inside that house, they use the washroom and leave it dirty. So what that lady owner has done, landlady has done, she has put the live electric wire to know that who of the villager is using it and keeping it unflushed they are going, and one of the villager lady female, when she has used that and she was returning, she got electrocuted and died. जब liability की बात आती है तो landlady took the defense of right of private defense of property. Court said, I believe you have not gone through section 99 of the IPC, which corresponds to section 37 of the new law, which says that excessive force is not justified in right of private defense, be it of body, be it of property. So the woman was not entitled to claim right of private defense of her property, and that was the case of Cherubin Gigori versus State of Bihar. Against such person also, we have the right of private defense who are incapable to do the offense. तो ऐसे इंसान जो कि लॉ में इनकैपेबल हैं टू डू दी ऑफेंस, फॉर एग्जांपल अनसाउंड माइंड पर्सन, इंटॉक्सिकेटेड पर्सन, दैट माइनर इनफेंसी वाले लोग, उनके खिलाफ भी वी हैव द राइट ऑफ प्राइवेट डिफेंस. इफ अ मैड मैन इज रनिंग विथ अ स्टोन, you have the apprehension in your mind, you can exercise your right of private defense, and that is so mentioned in section 36 of the BNS. Right of private defense में we are justified if we cause the death of such circumstance which is covered in this section, और बाकी other situation में other harm other than death. So let us see what harm is justified while exercising right of private defense of body and property. Right of private defense of body में even death could be cause of the assailant in 7 circumstances which are mentioned in section 38, and there will be no liability. So even death can be caused of the assailant if case is any of the 7 cases which is mentioned in section 38 of the BNS. जब reasonable apprehension death का हो, grievous hurt का हो, or it is the intention which is manifest of rape or unnatural lust, kidnapping या abduction के केस में, or it is wrongful confinement in such situation जहाँ पे person has no recourse to the public authority, or it is the acid attack. So these are the 7 circumstances जहाँ पर even the right of private defense could be extended to the extent of causing the death of the assailant, death of the aggressor, and there will not be any liability. बाकी other situation में person will be justified if he cause any other harm other than death. तो उन 7 circumstances को हम छोड़ देंगे. Then any other harm other than death will be justified, and that is so written under section 39. And I believe ये situation आप recall कर पा रहे होगे. Last class में I have told you under exception 2 offense of murder, जहां पर other harm की situation if the person has exceeded and caused the death, it is the case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. कब right of private defense शुरू होगा, how long it continues, and when it comes to end, that is so provided under section 40, which says that the moment reasonable apprehension of danger to body arises, उस वक्त वो continuous हो जाएगा, as I mean उस वक्त वो commence हो जाएगा, as long as the apprehension continues, right of private defense will continue. The moment it comes to end, right of private defense also comes to end as given in section 40. Similarly for body जैसे है, similarly for property also, we can cause death, we can cause other harm other than death if that is not the circumstance of causing death. तो इवन प्रॉपर्टी के केस में राइट ऑफ प्राइवेट डिफेंस ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी में death can be caused, but only for those circumstances which are mentioned in section 41 of the BNS. और यहाँ पे एक चेंज लाया गया है, पूरे जनरल एक्सेप्शन में केवल एक ही चेंज किया गया है, टू कंपेयर दिस विद द ओल्ड लॉ. व्हाट इज दैट चेंज? आई विल लेट यू नो. तो रॉबरी के केस में हाउस ब्रेकिंग, यहाँ पर एक चेंज लाया गया है, मतलब दो चेंज लाया गया है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस सेक्शन, इसलिए आई हैव सेड वन चेंज बिकॉज दैट इज देयर अंडर सेक्शन 41. लिटरली यू काउंट तो दो चेंज किया गया है. इन द केस ऑफ रॉबरी, इन द केस ऑफ हाउस ब्रेकिंग, आफ्टर सनसेट बिफोर सनराइज, पहले बाय नाइट जो था अब क्या कर दिया नए लॉ में, आफ्टर सनसेट बिफोर सनराइज. और इट इज मिसचीव बाय फायर, फायर के साथ साथ एक्सप्लोजिव सब्सटेंस भी लिख दिया है which was not there earlier. In such building tent vessel which is used as a human dwelling or which is used as the custody of property, or it is the case of theft or mischief or house trespass which gives the reasonable apprehension of death or grievous hurt, that could be the situation जहां पर right of private defense of property could be extended to the extent of causing death of the assailant. कौन कौन सी सिचुएशन है? क्योंकि दिस दे हैव आस्क्ड इन बिहार एपीओ, रॉबरी, हाउस ब्रेकिंग, आफ्टर सनसेट बिफोर सनराइज, मिसचीफ बाय फायर और बाय एक्सप्लोजिव सब्सटेंस. एक्सप्लोजिव सब्सटेंस पहले नहीं था, दिस टाइम दे हैव एडेड. इन बिल्डिंग टेंट वेसल, जहां पे ह्यूमन ड्वेलिंग है, लोग रहते हैं, या जहां पे प्रॉपर्टी की कस्टडी है. और इट कुड बी थेफ्ट, मिसचीफ और हाउस ट्रेसपास इन सच सर्कमस्टेंस जहां पे पर्सन को रीजनेबल एप्रीहेंशन है कि आइदर हिज डेथ और हिज ग्रीवियस हर्ट विल बी कॉज, और बाकी सिचुएशन विच इज नॉट बीइंग कवर्ड अंडर सेक्शन 41, तो वहां पे हम अदर हार्म कॉज कर सकते हैं अदर देन डेथ, दैट इज सो गिवन अंडर सेक्शन 42 ऑफ द BNS. और अदर हार्म को एक्सीड कर अगर डेथ कर देते हैं तो एज पर 101 एक्सेप्शन 2 of the BNS it will be the offense of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. When in the case of property, when it commences, when there is a reasonable apprehension of danger to the property commences, how long it continues, that is also given, and it will come to end the moment apprehension ends. For example, in case of offense of theft, either the property has been recovered, at that moment right of private defense will come to end, or when the offender has effectuated his retreat with the property, it means that owner has abandoned the chase, or it is the case when the assistance of public authorities has been obtained. तो इन तीनों में से कुछ भी होगा तो right of private defense of property against the offense of theft, that will come to end. So that all is so given under section 43 of the BNS. If right of private defense एक्सरसाइज करना पड़ रहा है उस सिचुएशन में जहां पे he has to defend himself from reasonable apprehension of death, and the situation is such that he could not defend himself without causing harm to innocent person, then in that case he is justified as per section 44 of the BNS. तो अगर एक मॉब है in which children are also mingled and this mob is pelting a stone towards a person and he could not exercise his right of private defense unless he opened fire, and by opening fire some child is being killed, it is no offense as per section 44, which is about causing harm to innocent person. So right of private defense exercise karte waqt, if anything is done, that will be no offense. That is so given under section 34 of the BNS. There are two types of right of private defense subject to the restriction which is mentioned in section 37. Right of private defense of body as well as property. Body के related every offense affecting the ह्यूमन बॉडी वी हैव राइट ऑफ प्राइवेट डिफेंस, मीन्स में बताया जाएगा कि टेक्निकली फॉर दो ऑफेंस इसमें भी नहीं होता, बट फॉर मीन्स, अदरवाइज यू विल गेट कंफ्यूज. राइट ऑफ प्राइवेट डिफेंस ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी is available in case of robbery, theft, mischief, criminal trespass or attempt to such offences में. 37 says that there is no right of private defense against the public servant when he is acting in good faith under the color of his office, or somebody acting under the direction of public servant, or when there is a time to have recourse to the public authorities. Moreover, section 37 में बताता है कि only preventive right is allowed in exercise of right of private defense, because this is not the right of retaliation, it is only a defensive right. In case of right of private defense of body, when it commences, how long it continues, and when it comes to end, that is so given under section 40. Regarding property, it has been provided under section 43. Right of private defense of body को exercise करते वक्त even death can be cause of the assailant for 7 circumstances which are mentioned in section 38. Regarding property related offense, that could be cause for the offense of robbery, house breaking after sunset before sunrise, or it is mischief by fire or explosive substance in building, tent, vessel which is used as a human dwelling, or the custody of property, or theft, mischief or criminal trespass is there in such situation जहाँ पे reasonable apprehension of death or grievous hurt is there, that is so given under section 41. उस situation को छोड़ दो तो बाकी में person will be only justified if he cause other harm other than death as given under section 42. Regarding body का right of private defense, other harm other than death is justified as per section 39. If harm to innocent person is being caused in the exercise of the right of private defense of body, that is covered under section 44 if that person has the reasonable apprehension of his death or grievous hurt. There are few golden rules of right of private defense. This will help you to decide the applied question. पहला है, there is no right of private defense against private defense. Second is, there is no right of private defense which is available to the accused, to the assailant, to the aggressor. Thief has entered into a house to plunder, तो घर के लोग उसको पिलर से बांध देते हैं. They are justified. They are defending their property against the offense of theft. लेकिन thief found his life in threat. He took out his revolver and shooted an inmate. तो क्या हम उस thief को right of private defense of his body दे, or he to be made or liable for the offense of murder, because he is the assailant and no right of private defense is available to him. He will be liable for the offense of murder and no right of private defense is available to him. So there are certain golden principles. पहला क्या है, there is no right of private defense against private defense. Anyone who is exercising right of private defense, उसके खिलाफ no right of private defense exists. Second is, there is no right of private defense which is available to the aggressor or to the assailant. Third is, there is no revival of right of private defense. एक बार right of private defense end हो जाती है, so it will not revive. And the last golden rule is कि अगर you have to check कि जनरल एक्सेप्शन मिल रहा है या नहीं मिल रहा है, तो पहले आप क्या चेक करोगे कि ऑफेंस हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. एक्टस रियस, मेंस रियस, स्ट्रिक्ट लायबिलिटी है तो ओनली एक्टस रियस. देन विल बी चेकिंग आउट. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि जनरल एक्सेप्शन का सिचुएशन इज देयर. व्हाट जनरल एक्सेप्शन यू कुड बी चेकिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस, आइदर इट इज जस्टिफाइड एक्ट में से कोई भी और इट इज एक्सक्यूजेबल एक्ट में से भी कोई भी. इफ आइदर ऑफ दिस सिचुएशन विल एग्जिस्ट, इट इज नो ऑफेंस. इसीलिए देखोगे मोस्ट ऑफ द प्रोविजन अंडर चैप्टर 3 स्टार्ट्स विथ वर्ड नथिंग, which saves the liability of the accused, because if his case is falling under general exception, no liability at all is there on his part, and burden of proof will lies on him as per 108 of the BSA to prove such situation. Thank you and good luck for your exam.